So I want everybody
on that now.
I want everybody to take a comfortable seat and just start to focus on your breath. And as you're settling into your seat, feel your butt on the ground and check in. You can scan from the top of your head all through your body, but specifically I want you to notice the lower part of your torso and hips and legs and feet. And as you are noticing, thinking about what it is you'd like to work on today and how you want to feel when we're done with practice. And I know I say this at the beginning of every class, but it's like I have this idea in my head that it's hard to get somewhere when you don't know where you want to go. And so really thinking about how you want to feel when we're done. And then setting your intention, maybe bowing the head to the heart, heart to the earth. And as you're ready, we're gonna take our legs wide, but not super wide. And then I just want you to bring your hands onto your legs, and you're gonna inhale centered, exhale, just slide down a little bit. And you're kind of noticing how that feels in the outside of the hip and the back as you're doing that. So inhale up, exhale, slide down. You may want to start to deepen a little bit as you're sliding, or not. Now, next time you finish your second side, we're going to pause for a moment and then turn towards your right leg and take your hands around the leg. So this time, instead of sliding to the side, you're going to come forward with your heart. So the inhale, body up, exhale, body towards the leg. And so sometimes these movements, because you're at a little bit of an angle, like you need to pay attention if it really is a good thing for your body, right? And so it might be a teeny tiny movement. So next time you come up, again, we're gonna pause in the center and then turn to the second side. And again, inhale up, and exhale down. And one more time, when we come up, you're gonna find your tennis balls and bend your knees a little bit, slide those tennis balls not under your sits bones, but right in front of them, and then stretch out your legs. And we're gonna bend and straighten or wiggle side to side, whatever feels good. But you'll notice a difference. So a lot of times we do this with our legs straight in front of us. So I want you to have your legs at least a little bit out so that you can feel the difference where your hamstrings come into your pelvis. Just kind of exploring. You might do, like I feel like doing one side at a time, I get a little bit more, I can feel into what's happening a little bit more. And then you might walk your legs in and take the tennis balls out a little bit so that because we're gonna go into the center of the glute. And maybe come down on an elbow, block, and just kind of roll into the center of your glute. And you control how much pressure using your arms and your feet. You only do it if it feels good. And then whenever you're ready, we're going to do the second side. And I know some of you are kind of doing both sides at the same time. So just make sure that you give attention, same amount of attention to both sides. Now, whenever you feel done with your hips, let's just do the low back for just a moment. So sitting up, placing the tennis balls to your low back, gently leaning into them, moving your knees side to side or front to back, noticing how it feels. I was going to say, like, yeah, mine's a little tender. Now, from here, and some of you might want to stay a little bit longer, we're going to come down onto our backs, and you might like a little folded blanket under your pelvis, or whatever feels comfortable. So I want you to safely get yourself down onto your back body. And then bringing in one knee and holding it in towards your body, and then whenever, if you want to move it, taking it in a circular motion or front to back. And then hopefully everybody has a strap close by. Does everybody have a strap? If you're at home, you can use a belt or a long sleeve shirt or scarf. So that same knee that you brought in, we're gonna take the strap and put it around the padded part of the foot. Walk your hands up the strap so that you can bend your elbows. And the inhale is gonna be, straight leg perpendicular towards ground or so. And then exhale, bring that leg towards your body. And just moving with your breath and noticing how that feels. Now, one of these times, as your leg comes towards your body, we're gonna hold the leg in that position, and you're gonna come onto that left heel and slowly drag that foot away as you're straightening out that bottom leg, and it may still stay bent, right? And then, after a breath, you're gonna drag that heel in. And so you're just kind of dragging that heel on the floor and paying attention to what's happening in your pelvis as you're dragging that foot away and back. And you're still breathing. And next time that left knee is bent, we're going to take the strap off the right foot, put it on the left. And again, start, inhale, leg away, exhale, left leg towards the body. Noticing, oh, I forgot about that, Julie, thank you. As I was gently reminded, don't forget to bend your knee and take it in a circular motion. And then at any time, you can go to that place where we're inhaling the leg away from the body and exhaling it towards the body. Oh, love my brain. Now, again, not rushing you, so making sure you get all the movements that you need and feel good in your body. We're going to keep that left leg towards the body and start to drag our right heel down the floor and then drag it back in. Just kind of, and feeling that sensation, and I know if your mat's in the way, I kind of like to move my mat out of the way, but feeling what's happening in the hip of the leg that you're dragging the heel on the ground. And maybe not just the hip, you might feel other sensations too. So next time your right knee is bent, we're going to take that leg up and have both our feet in the strap. And I want you to release your hands for a moment. You can just let the strap set on your feet. And I just want you to roll through your wrists, so interlace your fingers and roll through your wrists, because sometimes holding onto the strap, we kind of overgrip and our hands get tired. And so then after you have taken care of your hands, we're gonna hold on to the strap again, and you're gonna widen your feet, and then start to bend the knees. So we're gonna come into like happy baby, dead bug. And some of you might like to hold your feet here, but sometimes when we're just warming up, I like to use the strap and have more spaciousness. And you might rock side to side, or you might be stationary. And eventually coming to a place where you feel complete with that, we're going to slide the feet towards one another and take the strap down to the ground, and then let your knees bend. And then here, again, you can hug your knees in towards your chest, you can take them in a circular motion, and I want you to pay close attention to how the back of your pelvis feels pressing into the floor as you are stationary or moving through your knees. And then let's take the feet down to the floor one at a time. We're going to stretch the arms out to the sides. And your knees are bent. And head pointing towards the sky. Of course, your eyes can be closed. Inhale, center. Exhale, knees in one direction, head in the other direction. Inhale back to the center, and then second side. And I like to start off with small movements and then maybe gradually let them get bigger. So exploring what feels good to you. And doing each side one more time. And then when you're ready, rolling over to one side and using your hands to help you come on up. And then from here, let's come all the way up.
Let's see if I lift my shoes.
You can do whatever you want to. Come on in. No worries. Come on all the way up, everybody. Ta-da! She said, rise! And we're going to find our tennis ball one more time. Scroll through those feet for a moment. And as you're doing that, I just want you to notice, I kind of got the feeling we would have been really happy if you just stayed on the floor the whole time today. It's been me, but noticing how your body's feeling as you're rolling through your feet and connecting with your breath. So, and hopefully you've done both sides. I didn't tell you to switch sides, but hopefully you have. And we're going to come towards the front of your mat and have your feet about hip width apart. Feel your feet on the ground. And with your breath, let's roll through one shoulder at a time. So you're going to inhale, shoulder up. So kind of exaggerate it. Exhale, take that shoulder blade down your back. Just noticing kind of how it feels in the front of the shoulders and the back body. Eventually coming to a place where we pause, and then we're going to take the chin towards the chest. So inhale, head is in neutral position. Exhale, chin towards the chest. And the next time your chin is towards the chest, I want you to reach the right ear towards the right shoulder. Take a breath or two, whatever feels good. Come back to the center, and then take the left ear towards the left shoulder. Again, stay for a breath or two. And we're going to come back to the center, and on an inhale, lift up the head. Make sure you're not too dizzy. And for this next little batch, you could make your way to a wall or a chair or something like that. Might take your weight to your left foot and bring up your right knee. And at first, we're just going to point and flex that foot and then roll through the ankle. And you're just kind of checking in with your breath, your balance, and letting judgment go out the door. We're gonna take that right foot down. And again, in your own time, lifting up the knee, pointing and flexing, and then rolling through the ankle and your hands or wherever it helps you find your balance the most. Now, when this foot comes down, this next movement, I want you to make sure that your balance is okay, because what we're gonna do is come to the top of the foot, so you're putting the tops of your toes on the ground, kind of stretching the front of the foot and the front of the ankle. Taking a couple of breaths. And we definitely want to have something to hold on to here so that we don't injure that ankle. And then when you feel like you've had enough, we'll do the second side. And then let's come, when you're ready, take that foot down. We're gonna come towards the front of our mat. And we're going to explore stepping back without looking back. So again, hands on the hips, hands at the heart center, wherever it's comfortable. You're gonna step back into a lunge, and then step forward and alternate feet. So refine your balance, step back with the second foot. And you're moving at the pace of your breath, so it's no rush. And you're just moving back and noticing how that feels. Now, next time the right foot comes back, we're gonna keep it back there. You're gonna find your place on the ground, and you could be up on the toes, or you could have a heel on the ground. And then you're gonna explore reaching up and noticing how that feels through your back body as you reach up with your arms. And then inhale, we're gonna inhale here and exhale towards the knee or towards the ground. Inhale up, exhale down. And you come down as far as it feels good. Knee or ground. You're moving in a way that works with your breath and your body. And next time those hands come to the ground, or if you're on the knee, you're gonna bring them down to the ground. We're gonna step back with that left foot into our plank. You can have your knees on the ground. Inhale, plank, exhale, down dog. And you can do plank, or you can do up dog. You have your knees down. You can do tabletop to child's pose. Right, you're moving with your breath forward with the inhale, back with the exhale. Now, on one of these times that you're coming back, we're going to take that right foot and step it forward. And again, find your place in your high lunge. You're up on the back toes or the heel is down. You're going to bring your body up. You're going to explore if those arms want to stretch up towards the sky. And then whenever you're ready, inhale, body up. Exhale, coming forward towards the knee or the floor. So you're inhaling up, exhaling down. And I know like this can be a lot of work, so you back off whenever you need to. Now next time we exhale down, let's take those hands to the floor, and we're going to step that back foot forward into our forward bend, hands onto the legs. Inhale, body up, exhale. And your knees can be bent, you can come all the way up or halfway up. Again, what does your low back want? What do your legs want? Now, on one of these inhales, let's come all the way up. Again, you're going to make sure you're not dizzy, make sure you're breathing. And we played with this pose a little bit recently, so I want to continue to play with it and kind of see. Make your way to a wall or chair or whatever is comfortable. You're going to take the weight onto the right foot and cross the left ankle over the knee. hands at your heart center, and you can see like my butt's on the wall. You can do it like this. You can do it holding on to the bar or the wall behind you, or you can do it in the center of the room. And you're just moving in a way, you're sitting back, the ankle bends, the knee bends, and the hips bend. And you're breathing, finding your balance. And maybe depending on how your body's working today, you might start to take your woo, or not. You might start to take your shins, your forearms towards your shin. And again, you're like, how are those hips doing? How's the low back? You know, what's going on in your body as you're here? And then whenever you're ready, you're gonna come on up. Relax the foot on the ground, relax your arms, breathe. Let go of what it should look like. Talking to myself too, just so y'all know. And then we're gonna take the second side. So again, crossing the right ankle over the top of the knee, hands to the heart center on the bar. And then as you're ready, you start to deepen towards the ground. And you're breathing and you're observing what's happening with your body and your breath as you're moving. And then again, maybe you come to a place where the forearms come towards the shin. Some of your body will maybe not let you do that today, and that's okay. And again, whenever you start to feel done, you're gonna come up, release that leg, release your arms, and you might stay, if you're against the wall, you might stay there for a moment. We're gonna take the weight into the left foot, and we're gonna bring the right leg out. Again, arms wherever it works for you. I want you to make some circles with that leg. So not just out to the side with a circle, but you're gonna pause, go the other direction. Keep breathing. That foot's gonna come down, we're gonna shift our weight. And again, as you're ready, take that leg out, the left leg out to the side and start to make some circles. Still breathing. And then circle the other direction. As you start to feel done, we're going to take our feet about hip width apart, feel your feet on the ground. And we're going to take the hands on the outside of the legs. Small movements here, not going for depth. Inhale, body up, exhale, slide down the side. And I want you to see how it feels, kind of like from your knee all the way up to your rib cage as you're sliding side to side. And you might want to slide the outside arm up as you're moving. Inhale, center, exhale as you slide. Eventually, we're going to come to a place where we pause. And hands to the heart center or resting at the top of your thighs, pushing in. We're going to inhale, body up, exhale, little chair. Right? Inhale up, exhale down. You may want to deepen as you're moving. Now you may, on an inhale, want to take those arms all the way up and exhale down. You decide how big or how small you want this movement to be. Now the next time that we come into our little chair, again, hands at the heart center, in line with your ears, pressing into your thighs, find your breath and your balance. We're going to shift onto the toes, possibly lift those heels up off of the ground. Breathe and focus. And then on an exhale, whenever you're ready, heels down and slide right into your forward bend. And you might like to have a block here. So we're gonna walk the hands over to the right and shift the hips over to the left. Hands, on the floor, or block on your leg. Still breathing. Coming through the center and then to the second side. Again, as you're using your hands for some resistance to the left, reaching the hips to the right. One more time, shifting through the center. And then we're going to come down to the floor. And I want you to get to a place where you can have your heels sliding on the floor. And I want you to notice, like when we do things like this, like we're gonna slide the heel in towards the body, right? And I want you to notice, like, what does that resistance of heel against the floor feel like as you're pushing and pulling that leg? We're just gonna do one leg, so you kind of are aware of what's happening in your belly, in your back, your butt, and your hip. And then we're gonna shift to the second leg. And I like to use my hands to help support my body staying upright. Still breathing. Now, next time your leg is straight, I want you to have your hands in a way that they support you in back of you. So you either have fingertips towards your body, out to the sides, or pointing away, depending on how your shoulders work. We're going to slide those heels in and start to come back. And then one at a time, lift your feet up off the ground. Okay, and then here, we're going to, again, straighten and bend the knees, but we'll alternate legs. And you're breathing. Now, if that feels uncomfortable, you go back to doing sliding heels on the ground, right? You're finding that place that works for your body today. I feel my temperature going up. And I don't know if it's what's going on in my body or if it's what we're doing. I'm guessing it's what we're doing. Okay, and then we're going to take those heels down, stretch out your legs. Did you say gentle practice?
Yes, I was just thinking that.
Okay, hands on your legs, inhale, body up, exhale, slide down. I think we've all earned some cuddle toes, that's all I'm going to say. Inhale up, exhale forward. All right. So next time you come up, a couple of things you can do. If you have a bolster, I want you to take your bolster and put it with the block about 2/3 the way up. If you are at home and you don't have a bolster, you can take a folded blanket and put it in the middle, or a couple of folded blankets, or whatever. We want the body elevated, and we want your low back completely supported. So the blanket or the bolster is pressing into your pelvis, right? So yeah, Heather, you'll want to block. No, put the block about 2/3 the way up. Look at the next to you. Okay. So then you're going to very carefully get yourself down onto that. We're going to bend the knees. All right. Now, you can totally just stay here if you're done moving. Or you're going to walk your ankles and knees next to one another. Knees are bent, feet are on the floor. We're going to inhale, open those knees, take the arms overhead. And exhale, knees together, arms come down. Right, and you're exploring, does this feel good in my body? Do I want to move like this? And then one of these times, when you open your knees up and your arms are overhead, we're going to pause there. Now, because most of you are elevated, you might have your hands on your body, and you might want to put a rolled blanket or blocks underneath your knees to help support the legs. We're going to stay here for a moment. And you're just breathing and noticing what's happening in your body. So as you're breathing here, where does your awareness go? right? Where do you feel sensation? Where do you not feel sensation? Now, whenever you're ready to shift, you're gonna take your right knee and bring it onto the left knee. So your body's gonna twist a little bit, and you're trying to still keep your torso and head relaxed on the blanket or the bolster. And we're gonna stay for a few breaths, so you wanna make sure that things are feeling good and comfortable. Is there ease in your body? Whenever, if you're doing the twist, whenever you're ready, you're gonna lift up your top knee, bring that down to the ground, take the bottom knee down to the top. And again, staying for a couple of breaths, and your head is in whatever direction feels best in your body. So within the next breath or so, we're gonna come, actually, since we're over to a side, if you're over to the side, you're gonna take that arm, you're gonna lift yourself up. Now comes the cuddle pose. So cuddle pose, not in Sanskrit yogic, my name for it. You're gonna take your right thigh against the edge of your bolster, and so your bolsters are up on a block, and you're gonna take your right arm underneath, and then so you're literally cuddling the bolster. My college students' favorite pose. Maybe mine too. And if you're like me using the blanket, you can, to make that space for your arm, put the blanket up onto a block and still get your arm under there. And I'm gonna stop talking for a moment so that you can just relax your mind and your body. Focus on your breath coming in and out. Well, I know we could stay here a very long time. We're going to eventually switch sides, but I want you to picture yourself moving and what's the easiest, least disturbing way to get yourself to the second side. And you don't have to do it yet. I want you to picture it, and then in your own time, start to switch yourself to the second side. So now the left thigh is on the blanket or the bolster, and the left arm is going underneath. You're settling in. You're finding a way, asking your body, do I need anything else to relax into this spot? And you might even feel yourself kind of moving inward a little bit, or relaxing. So, and you might feel differently from what I said as well, when you're noticing how you feel as we're settling in. whenever you start to feel like you're ready to come out of this position, thinking about, how can I stay in this quieter place if you're in a quieter place? And then start to move to the next position. And the next position, I'll tell you so you can be thinking about how you might move there. We're gonna either have the bolster, a folded blanket, or the block under your pelvis. So you'd be laying on your back with whatever depending on how high you want your hips. You're gonna have that under your pelvis, not at all on your lumbar spine. So again, it could be bolster, it could be a block, it could be a folded blanket. And and some days are different. Some days you want more height than others, and sometimes we don't know until we check it out and see how it feels. Now, once you're there and you're settled, you feel your feet on the floor and your pelvis and whatever you're resting on. And then one at a time, we're going to take the legs up towards the sky. So it's like a modified shoulder stand. Eyes can be closed. Hopefully the whole time you've been on the ground, your eyes are closed. And then you're gonna check in with your legs. That was something we talked about at the beginning of the class. You might point and flex your feet. You might open your legs out to the side. You might do little scissor movements where one leg comes towards you and goes away. You might do like a wide angle. You might bend the knees and straighten them. So you're just kind of playing around with how you might move your legs and what feels really good in this moment. So no right or wrong way, just exploring. And if you do things on one side, just make sure that you do both sides, so both sides get attention. Now, eventually from here, we're going to bend the knees and take the feet down to the floor one at a time. And this next movement, you're going to decide where your body wants to go with it. So we're going to move towards plough pose, halasana. So the way that we might start here, so you take out what's underneath your pelvis, and we're going to stretch out the arms overhead and the legs out in front of us. Inhale is here. Exhale, you're going to bring the legs up and the arms down. If that doesn't work for you, you're bending the knees, right? Inhale, out, exhale, in. So you're going to explore how that feels. Now, if you're wanting to move towards plough pose, you're going to start to lift your hips up off the ground. And then eventually, you may take your feet overhead. There just happens to be a block there. How convenient. And now once we get towards plough pose, you're going to hold that position if it feels good in your body. Or you're going to continue to just move arms and legs, or not. And in plough pose, you want to make sure your head is pointing towards the sky, like you don't turn your head. And you want to make sure, some of us, when we get our legs up over there, it's a little bit harder to breathe. You want to make sure you can still breathe fully. Right? This is actually one of my favorite ways to release my low back. Not everybody feels that same way about this pose. So now, whenever you feel complete, you're going to carefully make your way down towards the ground. Some of you might want to stay a few more breaths. And then either extending your legs out or having your knees bent. We're going to pause here for a moment, and you're going to check in. How does my body feel right now in this moment? And then ask yourself, is there anything else my body needs before we make our way towards Shavasana? So if there's something that your body wants right now, you might do that. If you're not sure, it's okay to literally ask your body, right? Do I need anything else? And then you're going to, once you've done whatever that is, you're going to set yourself up for Shavasana. And we've done a couple of different restorative poses. We didn't stay as long as we usually do in a restorative pose. So you might want to use one of those poses for your Shavasana, or you might want to lay flat on the ground. But you want to find a position that feels really, really yummy. I thought about doing a little guided meditation today, so give me a thumbs up if that sounds good to you. If you want it to be quiet, don't put a thumbs up. Okay. All right. So as you settle in, with each exhale, inviting your body to settle into the earth, allowing yourself to be completely supported by Mother Earth. Possibly, as you're settling into the ground, imagining that from your root, base of the spine, you have these tendrils, these roots going down into the earth. Breathing in, pulling that breath down your body, down through those roots, down into the earth. And then inviting up earth energy to come up those roots and back through your body. So you and the earth breathing together at your own pace, allowing earth energy to nourish you and rejuvenate, grounding in, feeling connection, gentle, smooth breaths, you and Mother Earth. And as you're doing this, an image or color or sensation or sound or smell may reveal itself to you as, a sign or symbol of your connection. It may not. Just noticing what Mother Earth has to share with you as you're breathing with her. Feeling that boost of Earth energy mixing with your life force, helping to revitalize, and you're sharing your prana with Mother Earth, so it's an equal exchange, giving and receiving. And then I'm going to stop talking as you continue to breathe with the earth, feeling completely supported. There's nothing else that you need to do in this moment except be and breathe. So, loving that chant, one of the first that I learned, Gayatri, so one of the oldest from the Vedas, and it talks about our connection to earth and sky, and to, really connecting to our purpose in each moment on the planet. Lots of various translations of it, and that's one of them that I love. And so as you're starting to gently reawaken, thinking about like your connection to earth, your connection to sky, and your connection to being there, and what's your purpose today? And then, deciding how you want to leave your connection with the earth and your breathing, and then gently reawakening and starting to move. So again, what does your body want to do as you're gently reawakening? And I do have one pose that I want us to do once we're upright, but no rush. Like you need to be on the ground longer. You listen to your body. The position I'm thinking of is having your right knee bent, and then we're gonna take the left leg and put it over top. Now that right foot, what do I do with that right foot, And so I like to bring it up on the outside of my left ankle, and you might not be able to see my foot from where you are, but it kind of comes up. And if that's not comfortable for you, you make it comfortable for you, right? Then we're gonna take our hands to the right and start to twist our body gently around. I have one hand on the floor, one hand on the front of my knee. And the body stays upright, and we're starting to walk our body around. There are more steps in this pose, but I want to start here and see how it feels. So we want to stretch through the torso, notice what's happening in the hips, making sure everything's okay. And if you're not able to bend your legs in this way, it would be okay to have one leg extended, so do what feels good. So you're twisting kind of away from your knees. Long, smooth breath, what's happening in your back body. Now within a breath or two, whenever you feel ready, nice big inhale. We're going to exhale, come forward, and then you're going to switch your legs. So now the left leg will be on bottom, right leg will be on top. And if you want to bring the top of your left foot onto the right ankle, and then walking your hands around to the side body, upright and long. Using your fingertips, in the floor or pressing against your leg to gently bring your body to the left. I love this pose as a static pose and you just breathe and notice that breath moving through your body, the wonderful little stretches happening. Again, whenever you're ready, within the next couple of breaths, nice big inhale. Whenever you're ready to extend that body, exhale forward. And then bringing yourself into a comfortable seated position. And for our breathing today, and I was thinking of, working with Ujjayi, which I know many of you know, where we close the back of the throat a little bit to make the opening shorter. So it's kind of like, I always teach it where you like go, you feel that closing in the back of the throat, but you do it with your mouth closed. And so specifically focusing on the exhale. So breathing in normally and then breathing out using Ujjayi. Breathing in through your nose and out through your nose, but closing the back of the throat. So 3 nice, well, depending on how many breaths you get done during this time. And as you're exhaling, hopefully connecting with that sensation of closing the back of the throat all the way down into your diaphragm. Because it helps us to engage the core as we're doing this. Eventually letting go of the Ujjayi and noticing how your body feels, maybe thinking about how you want it to feel when you're done with practice. And I thought we would do our planetary healing sounds, since I'm having some connection to Mother Earth today, not sure what's happening. We're going to inhale up, exhale that sound hue to the heart. Inhaling, arms out, palms open, exhaling, ah to the heart. On your inhale, scooping all around and up from the earth, exhaling, om to your heart. So, of course, I'm always excited to see all of you. So thank you for being here, and thank you to all of my teachers, past and present. And I acknowledge the lands that I live and work on. And I hope that you all feel really grounded as you walk out from here today, and that whatever your purpose is today, that you are able to fulfill it in a way that you feel purposeful. So, namaste.
Namaste.